Welcome to the demo video for Detroit Drums by Iconic Instruments. Today we're going to go through some examples showing off the drum settings as well as the mixing settings. We're also going to go through specifically the tuning and dampening as well as the hi-hat controls. Just like all our tutorial videos, down below in the description of this video, there's a hyperlinked table of contents. So if you want to just jump ahead to a certain section, just click the hyperlinked time next to the topic you want to learn about and the video will jump ahead. Okay, so in this section, I'm going to demonstrate the tuning and dampening. The dampening in particular is something we're really proud of. It's very unique. Never seen it anywhere else before. We've done a lot of cool things under the hood to make sure that you can be completely dampened or completely undampened on each individual drum or anything in between, and it's very naturalistic. I'll just use the L model for now. I'll go through each drum and I'll just hit a single permutation so you can hear the variable dampening, and then I'll also pick a setting and then I'll change the tuning so you can see the range of tuning that goes beyond slightly more than what is natural so that you can do whatever you want with it. I'm just going to turn off the effects chain here and the reverb, return. I'm going to mute. I'm going to turn off all of these drive effects. So it's just pure drums you're hearing. Let's just go with the tom. Let's do the same for the floor tom here. Just hook it up to the slider here. Again, I'll pick the half wave permutation. And for the snare, I will set up a slider here. Let's actually use the edge permutation because it's most overtone rich. So you can really hear it dry up there. Okay, let's do bass drum. I'm just going to pull down the pitch to be a little bit closer to a median pitch here. So let's go through some tuning. I'll start with the tom here. Can dampen it up. Same with the floor tom. So let's just show off the tuning on the snare. Of course, we can dampen it, bring it down. So there's quite a range. So here's the bass drum tuning. You can go all the way up towards a bop sound. You can also dampen it. Okay, with the hi-hat, I'll just open it up a tad, get a little bit of washiness there. You see it's a little bit exaggerated. Let's go with the shank edge permutation on the cymbal. Now just to show off what I mean about the different permutations, I'm just going to play a tiny little flutter on like the toms. Okay, I'm going to lower the dampening. The floor tom I'm going to leave a little bit dampened to kind of match it up a little bit. But check it out. So this is using the center, halfway, and edge permutations just to show you like a little velocity change, flurry of hits like you would do on a tom. And there again, like on a drum set, you'd be doing stuff like that. You would be maybe you'd hit your accent note like towards the edge to give it a brighter timbre. So here you have those possibilities. You can play around with the 3 different permutations. And that kind of thing works on snare as well. Like on a snare, you might do your little ghost notes or kind of buzz roll type of stuff closer to the edge where you get a little bit more recoil from the stick. That's the kind of color change that you're able to dial in here with these different permutations. So here's a quick example of like a roll from a figure that we had in the intro video. So one thing I want to say about hi-hats in a real setting, okay, even if you're playing a figure where you have a closed hat, the hat's never totally closed. Even in the middle of a figure, there are subtle little things the drummer will do with the left foot to just open it up a little bit, tiny, tiny bit. And then, you know, unlike the one, but on the ands, it'll be tighter, or various little subtle things. So I find it's very useful to always have the hi-hat on the move just a little bit. So it's not just one or the other. It's helpful in between to have it rock just a little bit. And one of the cool things, same with on real drums, often you'll hit a closed-ish hat and then open it up just after the hit to give it a little bit more breath. Or the opposite, you'll hit something and just clasp it a little bit. So some of these subtle movements, I would think of it as always keeping it kind of on the fly and using the left foot, you know, the clasping, to emphasize some of the playing in the figure. And we're going to be putting out a video as well about how a real drum set, how a real drummer would make choices on real hardware and how you can kind of translate that to the keys or your programming. So we'll go through that further in another video. So what we've done here is we have the mod wheel will actually sweep between samples. So they're all triggered, but then you sweep between them. So you can do things like hit it and then open it further. Or even more than that. But you'll see that what I'm doing is I'm hitting the note and almost immediately afterwards moving my thumb on that mod wheel. The way I would hit a hi-hat and then pull my foot back. Almost simultaneously, kind of like a flam. It's like, bzzah, you know, like that. It's something to think about when you're drawing in that pedal CC, is like where and when you kind of open and close your hats. So I would try to do that thing where you're sort of opening it across as you hit a note. It does give it a certain realism, and the opposite direction too. That sort of thing. So it's a little different than just leaving it in one place and kind of going or more closed. Now, the one thing I'll say, in order to leave that open for that kind of like on the fly movement, it means that if you hit a note in the middle, say, and then you push the hat open, it will still be playing that longer sample. We felt that that was a sort of good trade-off because you can still do the movement as you go. One thing we did do though is when you, at any point, when you close it all the way down, even if I push the mod wheel back open, that kills all the other samples. So if I hit a completely closed hat at pedal 0, push the mod wheel open, no sample. So those first 10 or so settings, when it's closed or almost totally closed, those will kill all the other samples above. But it doesn't work the opposite way. This way it leaves the room for you to kind of do that on the fly movement. And we might, you know, consider having a different mode, possibly for E-drummers. We're still thinking this through, but that seems to work the best. And we want to leave that door open, as I said, for all of that kind of on the fly movement that you do on a real hi-hat. But so I would refer to the tutorial video to go over all these different parameters, but just very simply, the way I think of this is that there are basically 3 colorations. There's the tube drive effect, which you can call up on each channel. The second color I would refer to is this 660 style compressor here, one knob compressor. And then thirdly is the tape effect over here. The EQ is just there to easily get you a little low shelf and a high shelf. And then we built in this plate reverb. It's a simplified version of our SP140 where you have just stepped filters here and full control over the tail length here. So you can kind of mix and match and dial up the sound that you want, that you're going for. And if you listen to some of those old records, they're incredibly beat up, really blown out, tubey, tapey, very compressed. So let me just demonstrate those three colors by themselves. So let's just listen to it totally dry. Now I'm going to add tube drive effect just globally on the mix bus. That's that kind of crunchy tube drive distortion type of thing. Let's turn on these effects. I'm going to turn off the tape. I'm going to wind up the compressor here. So that's just dynamics. You can hear it's like when you overdo it, it's got that really smacky sound. So let's pull down that and let's turn up just the tape saturation. So it's got kind of that slight crunch, that little bit of distortion, but it's also that soft compression. It's that tapey sound altogether. We also have this little high frequency bypass. So you can roll off the highs just a little bit. As I said, this is just a simple high and low shelf here. If you bypass this effects chain, it does not affect the reverb because that's still part of the send system over here. We're going to unmute the reverb. I'll just show you a quick little bit of the reverb. You can send it from any one of these mics. Like in one of these presets, for example, it just comes off the snare. So you're still getting a little bit of, you know, the bass drum bleeding through the snare mic, so you're getting a little bit of that, but it's emphasized on that snare. But we can just send it globally here from the mix bus. We could go super long, like wall of sound type of stuff. You can go a mid-level. Go on the short side. And now if you go unnaturally short here, it can almost sound like a room. You got to dial in the right amount here. And usually I find you have to pull up the high pass a little ways too to get it to kind of sound naturalistic. Let's just bypass it. So for this section, I'm just going to play a very simple figure and change presets on the drum side and the mixer side so you can see the kind of range of possibilities. But I would just say if you want to hear a little bit more in the way of individual hits, I would go to the tuning and dampening just so you can hear me hitting the keys individually. You can hear some of the velocity range and some of the color changes in the permutations. Let's go with first clean balanced on the mixer preset, which is just no tube distortion, no compressor, no tape. It's just a little bit of reverb. Okay, now if I want to complement that with a kind of an authentic 60s mixing setup, try like really got a hold. We get in a kind of a combination of tube drive off the mix bus, compression, tape effect. Let's go with like the Hollywood 71 to 73. Let's complement that with the Dirty Dry Studio preset. Okay, and just to mix it up, let's go up and open bop. I think we'll go with clean and balanced for that. Let's go down and out jazz. So this is tuned low but wide open. So let's switch over to the S model. Let's start with the Baby Baby preset on the drums and then the clean balanced on the mixer side. So check it out. Let's actually switch that up to be kind of more authentically 60s. Let's go to the Really Gotta Hold preset on the mixer side. Okay, let's change the drums here. Let's go with Jackson Vibe. So now this is our 70s sounding kit. So I will go with Dirty Dry Studio, for example, as a sort of a complement to the mixer side. Up and Open Bop on this kit, and I'm going to complement that with just the clean balance. And same as last time, I'll just do the down and out jazz, so undampened, wide open. So hopefully this gives you a sense of the features and the differences between the two kits. If you have any questions, please email us at info@iconic.nyc or visit us on our webpage at iconic.nyc. And thanks for checking out Iconic Instruments.